Hi, Team Fuel. Welcome back. I want to talk to you this week about fixed versus growth mindset. I wonder how you would define that. If you want to pause for a second and take a guess, you can do that and come back. All right. Um, Before we define it, I want to let you know that our mind is really powerful. It's probably one of the strongest muscles we have. And the reason I say that is because it controls so much of what we can and can't do. Our mindset can help us achieve something. It can also be the thing that gets in the way bigger than anything else, even someone else telling you you can't do something. We get to decide if there is something that we are going to accomplish or not. Um, and so our mind plays a very powerful role in what we believe and how we think. Um, so, a person with a fixed mindset, so we're talking about fixed, right? A fixed mindset is constrained by their beliefs and thoughts. And what that means is we kind of get in our own way. Maybe we try something and we fail and we think, I'm just not good at it. Or I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be good at that, so I'm not going to try. Or no one in my family knows how to do that, so I'm probably bad at it too. Or something that you don't like. Maybe you don't like math, and so you're like, I'm not good at that anyway, and I don't really care about math, so I'm not going to try. That would be a fixed mindset, not even really pushing yourself past what even you don't know if you can do or not, right? Eventually, we practice something long enough, we're going to get pretty good at it, right? So let's see, a growth mindset. Do you remember what you thought of for growth mindset? People with a growth mindset understand that certain people have special talents and that intelligence varies from person to person. So, some people naturally maybe do kind of understand things faster than others. That's okay. But it's also something that can be developed and increased with effort and hard work. So keep in mind that just because someone seems like they're naturally good at playing an instrument, or maybe they're just really naturally good at sports, it doesn't mean that you can't be good at it too, or that with a lot of practice that you could maybe even become better than that person that just seems to naturally get it. Um, People with a growth mindset take joy in the learning process that comes from seeking new information, forming new strategies, and taking inspiration from others. A lot of times, there was a movie that I really like, and in that, they keep quoting, "What one man can do, another can do." This is a growth mindset thought to just think, if I can see someone else accomplish something, it's very likely I can do it too. I may need to practice more, but that doesn't mean that I can't accomplish that at some point. So, a fixed mindset, here's some examples of a fixed mindset. Talents and abilities and intelligence are fixed. It's just who you are. You're either smart or you're not. You're either good at sports or you're not. That's not true, right? So, that would be a fixed mindset, just giving up because you just think, oh, I'm not natural at that. People with a fixed mindset, they run away from error and they don't engage it with a desire to look smart. And so, what that means is when they mess up, they think, that was embarrassing, or gosh, I don't want to screw up again. That doesn't feel good, so I'm just not going to try. Um, a lot of us mess up when we're learning things. Even the people that look really good at something, it's very likely, like someone who's really good on a skateboard, maybe, they probably messed up a lot before they got good at skateboarding or snowboarding or anything like that. We just didn't have to see them go through that process. People with a fixed mindset, they avoid challenges. They give up easily. Let's see, what else do we have here? They avoid new experiences with fear of failure. So maybe even just knowing I'm probably not going to be good at that, so I'm just not going to try. Um, they focus on the outcome since they consider results their identity. So they're thinking, well, since I didn't look like a superstar the first time, I don't want to look like I'm just okay at it, so I'm just not going to do it anymore. That would be fixed. So, growth mindset would be talents and abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and practice. Maybe something doesn't come easy for you. Maybe math doesn't come easy. Maybe writing a paper doesn't come easy. Maybe certain sports don't come easy or an instrument. but you can learn it through practice. And that's how we actually grow our brain. Our brains don't grow if we're just naturally good at something. That's kind of just showing what your brain already knows how to do or your body already knows how to do. We grow our brains by making mistakes and learning maybe a new way of how not to do something. And if we make enough mistakes, we might even know more than people who don't make mistakes because we know a bunch of ways of how not to do something, and that is actually growing your brain as well. Excuse me, my phone is ringing. Turn that off. Okay, so they also accept criticism as a way to learn. So if you're told, hey, you're not doing that right, maybe you're not holding your pencil correctly, or maybe your teacher comes along and says, hey, I want you to try this one more time. People with a growth mindset, they don't get upset. They say, hey, my teacher's trying to help me learn how to hold my pencil better, or do a math problem differently, or maybe rewrite a paragraph because she knows or he knows there's a better way to do this. And so they take that challenge and go, kind of a bummer I didn't get it right the first time, but I bet you I can try again and do better. They look for people to challenge them to grow. They want people to tell them, hey, I see how you're doing that. I think you could probably do better if we do it a different way. So let's see. They also know that effort is what makes you smart or talented. It's not whether or not it comes natural. They know that by practicing it over and over and finding ways that work or don't work, that's what makes you smart or talented. They also understand that mindsets are just beliefs, and even though beliefs can be powerful, there's still just something that's in your mind. It's your mind saying, hey, this is worth trying again. It may be uncomfortable and a little bit lame for a while, but we're going to figure this out, and at some point, we're going to be like the people that make it look really easy. So keeping that in mind, let's see. Oh, I wanted to share fixed mindsets. They put up unneeded boundaries that are going to keep you from achieving all that you possibly can. If you're constantly telling yourself, I'm not very good at this, so I'm just not going to try, it may be something that at some point you would have been really good at, maybe set in some world record or something, going to the Olympics, but because it was so hard in the beginning, you just gave up. Some things are worth pushing past the hard and the uncomfortable just to find out if you can be good at it. And so I also want to explain to you, think about these thoughts. So instead of telling yourself, I'm not good at it, what could you say instead of, I'm not good at that? You could say, I could do better. How about, I can't do that? What's something that we could, even just one word we could put on the end of that sentence that makes that a better sentence? I can't do that yet, right? How about, this is too hard? How about, I just don't know it yet, right? Do you see how just that tiny little way of thinking can help us push past what is hard? So instead of telling yourself, I'm going to get an A on my test, and I guess let me back up a little bit. I want you to think about, I want you to learn how to set goals instead of setting performance goals. So instead, and here's the example, instead of saying, I'm going to get an A on my next math test, that's positive thinking, right? But if you don't get an A on that test, you're going to feel pretty defeated, right? So instead of saying that, say, I am going to practice math a little bit every day. That is a challenge that you can do. You have control of that. And guess what the result of that is going to be? You're likely to get a better grade on that math test, right? Mistakes are like water for a plant. And what I mean by that is, like, water is essential for helping plants grow. Mistakes are essential for helping our bodies do better performing and help our mind do better at performing. So think of it like that. When you make a mistake, that's just like watering what needs to grow. So with that, I want you to think about the last time that you had a fixed mindset that you just told yourself, I'm going to give up because I'm not good at it. And think about how you can change that thinking to, you know what, if I practice that a little bit every day, that's something that eventually is going to help me do better. So I hope you enjoyed today. I look forward to seeing you all next week. Thank you for joining me.